It's like, where is the majority report? Where is TYT? Where is Jimmy Dore? Where are you guys? Beloved, welcome to my diary. I'm Tatami, and today I want to talk about the Movement for the People's Party, the MPP, and some really disturbing information that I was hearing about yesterday on the channel, the Falcon General. He invited I think one was from a few days ago and the other was from yesterday afternoon. One was named Camila, the other woman's name was Joe, and they both were basically discussing the things they experienced and witnessed: racism, sexism, nepotism, transphobia, the whole 9 yards, which is really disturbing to me because, I mean, not only do I see a lot of leftist and progressive people, far leftists, they're really people who are volunteering their time and energy to people's movements, literally for the people. These are people who are genuine about what they see in their real lives. So to see them being treated this way really upsets and disturbs me. I do want to say, first of all, that I am Green Party. And I feel the need to point this out because Camila noted that part of the beginning of her journey into the Movement for the People's Party was that she was attacked by a lot of Green Party members on Twitter who were just kind of like, why aren't you just going to put your energy and thoughts into us who have a foundation? I understand their argument. I do not understand their method that would leave somebody feeling attacked and degraded on Twitter. I mean, you can be trying to convert people, I guess, to your political party, but the idea that you thought leaving somebody feeling like that, or you would say something that would leave somebody to feel like that, and think that they would join your cause, like, we got to pull it together in a lot of ways. Green Party, I will say that we struggle with the electronics, with having a decent navigatable website in the general realm. I will say Howie Hawkins' website is on point, but when I went to look into the Green Party last spring, it was a mess, to say the least, to try to find any semblance of structure. And if I had not found Howie and Angela, I probably would have, I don't even know, because it wasn't really well put together or thought through. So at any rate, I spent about 4 hours listening to their information. It seems that there is a distinct lack of respect for the volunteers in the Movement for the People's Party. This is concerning because a lot of well-known YouTubers and politicians, leftists, center-left to more far-left, have been associated with the Movement for the People's Party. The People's Party has invoked Nina Turner's name, Jimmy Dore's name, just to name a few. I'm still not completely sure if Jimmy Dore is very leftist. He's one of those people who, it does give me concern and pause for the people who are like, I'm so left, I'm curving back here to the right. That's how he feels to me sometimes with his rhetoric, and the fact that his, comment section is full of white supremacists and far right individuals doesn't help that case. But I do want to say he was associated with this party and did help to give it legitimacy, because there are people like me who will take some of his words and follow, and uplift some of his ideas. And there's a lot of people who will uplift basically anything he says. So for people like him, people like, even AOC's name, I'm pretty sure was invoked within the MPP Spectrum. There were a lot of really big names. So for them to be doing things that leave volunteers feeling really out of place, basically the volunteers made a petition and they tried to go to this man Nick and other people who he has instated. This is where the nepotism thing comes in. He's made his dad in charge of the funds. People aren't sure where the funds are going. They're really concerned about that. It's not transparent, and they only just recently put up a page on their site to even address the funds or where the funds go. His dad's in charge of the funds. All of his friends and allies, whoever he has personally known, has been appointed into the top positions. There is not one top position, apparently, where I mean, one wouldn't be enough, but that the volunteers themselves can elect one of them to be in one of those positions, have a voice. They're having issues where people with disabilities are being pushed aside. Joe, one of the people who was interviewed by the Falcone General, I'm not sure if she herself has a disability, but I know she was clear that her son did. And so therefore she's well aware of things that a disabled person might need and might need advocated for their daily life and survival, that somebody like me may not, it couldn't even cross my mind because I don't experience anything like that. But then yet and still she was like booted, like woke up one morning, went to go do her duties as was per usual, and found she had been booted from the whole thing. And same with Camila, been volunteering. Both of these women been muling, putting in energy. I mean, have children, or has a kid at least in Joe's situation, but is out here doing this work, putting in time and energy. So for them, the issue not only was that they were experiencing and noting not only the things against themselves, right? So if you have a disabled son, you might want to speak up for the disabled, but it was also they were noticing things of like transphobic nature. There was apparently entire threads in their Discord server going on and on, waxing poetic about wanting, or maybe it wasn't Discord, maybe it was like Slack. I don't remember what the other thread or app they were using, but they're like, somebody was going on and on about how free speech means they should get to say the N-word, and nobody checked them, nobody said anything. Clearly not a progressive space. For 24 hours, there were a lot of admins, there were a lot of moderators, there were many people. Nobody saw anything wrong with it, and in fact, the people of color were the ones who were kind of ostracized as the troublemakers. Camila said many times she was painted out to be like an angry black woman just for pointing out basic things that you'd think you wouldn't have to discuss or get angry about. And essentially, after months of free labor, volunteer labor, again, just kicked out without unceremoniously. And then the worst part, I feel, not only are they kicked out, but then their names are dragged through the mud from everybody that they knew before. It's like, oh, they were a secret infiltrate. Like the idea of them progressives, leftists, going that route, because I don't believe that they're leftists. I don't believe they're progressives. What I do believe is what we have on our hands with the MPP is another grifting situation, a situation where somebody who saw the money and the movement and the antsy energy, because people were like, okay, Bernie's dropped out, now what do we do? And so people were really trying to find something to latch on to. And so there was the Green Party, and Howie is a very steady, low energy. But I believe that this Nick individual and whoever else was helping him and supporting him in this saw an opportunity where they were like, let's be that manic energy, like we're the new big thing. And so they managed to legitimize themselves with a conference, which I believe was easier for them to pull off because it was over Zoom, I'm pretty sure, and not like an in-person event where it had to be coordinated, had to be funded like that, etc. Paying for a Zoom membership is a lot cheaper than paying for an actual conference hall where people, or reception hall, where people are coming in and going up to a podium and speaking and expect to have hors d'oeuvres and drinks and that sort of thing. And I think that what happened here was a grift. I think this is just from listening to those 4 hours, listening to these people methodically say, these people are arguing against like people and talking over people of color, people who are trans, people who are LGBT, people who are disabled. And then there's the fact that there's no say. You don't have a say. People, one of the things that Camila was really saying was she was trying to like write articles. She was trying to spread the information, say something serious. And she was never given the go-ahead. You had to put your voice through one individual, and that individual was a censoring ass individual, because the whole thing wasn't about actually creating this organic revolution. I mean, it could have been, but it just, that's not how it was run. How it was run was people were getting silenced, people were getting held back, people were getting used for menial labor when they could have easily been used as a powerful voice through articles from these different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? As like a white person, you can't expect that you're going to be able to speak on black issues better than a black person. The same way I just said, I get my mind blown by disabled rights stuff. Like, I've started actively putting myself in like the line of getting that information because it so steadily disgusts and disturbs me. The things that disabled people are put through in this Western civilization, so civilized that so many groups of people are just left to the wayside, but especially those who either, it's not even just that they can't defend themselves, because a lot of disabled people could if we were not deliberately keeping them in poverty, deliberately keeping them in these situations. So it's like, you need that diversity of voices. So to be deliberately stifling them, to be deliberately making sure they do not have a platform, to be deliberately kicking them out when you see them making, I mean, when they came to them with the petition, it was taken personally. It was taken to a point where, like, you know, it's like when you're just saying something random on Facebook and a stranger is like, excuse me? And you're like, dude, I don't know you. I'm referring to the general situation from which OP has decided to make a thread. This has nothing to do with you personally. This is to do with the overall situation and how we could make it better. That's how they came to them with the petition, and they are literally stroking these people's egos. No, we're not hurting you. We're just trying to say that this could be better. And they're like, oh, did you hate me? That's literally how that conversation went, to the point where, oh, and then the best part, this is how you know that the MPP is kind of beyond salvation. It fucked itself before it could even build a foundation. Basically, somebody who was in the Discord group that was about the petition for things that they felt needed to be done better by the leadership of the MPP, somebody turned out to be like too much, out here disrespecting people, out here doing too much, so they kick him out of the petition group, for which he, some grown-ass adult, decides, I'm going to have a vengeance, and I'm going to join the leadership of the MPP and tell them everything that I know about the petition so that we can take down the petitioners because they kicked me out. It has gotten so childish. It has gotten petty. But what disgusts me the most about how childish and petty it has gotten is the fact that real people's lives are involved. These women who I saw, Joe and Camila, they are legitimate, real people who have real issues. They are 100% with the policies. They are 100% progressive, trying to change things for the better in that way. And so, I mean, I'm not going to say they're 100% progressive. They could be somewhere on the scale, but from what I could see, they were just genuine volunteers. So for them to get kicked out and be called like charlatan, undercover, they were really secretly the whole time, this mother of a disabled person was trying to mess with us. It's like, your whole plan is to say everybody was like an undercover spy for who? For what? There didn't even need to be a spy. You guys are literally ripping yourselves apart at the seams. MPP is falling apart at the seams. I am really shocked. I'm going to leave the links also to the 2 different interviews I saw, just in case later on somebody runs into this, because they're really recent on the Falcone General's channel right now. But, yeah, you guys, I I'm probably going to have more to say about this. And I'm just shocked, though, because it's like, where is the majority report? Where is TYT? Where is Jimmy Dore? Where are you guys? You say you're serious about progressive issues. You say you're the truth. You're the one who knows what's going on. You're the top hitting issues. You're not scared to call out people no matter what, no matter this. Oh, that person's friends. Cenk is secretly friends. So Jimmy Dore, I'm not going to say, well, Jimmy, where are you? I'm so confused. I'm so confused as to where the people are to talk about what the heck is going on. The movement for the People's Party is falling apart at the seams, and somebody needs to say something besides the goddamn Falcone General and those of us with fucking 2,000 followers. Where are the people who have something to say, who have an actual platform, who can say something and address what the heck I'm seeing? Because this is really serious, and we don't have very many progressive leftist third-party groups. So I'm really wondering, where is the info? Where is, who's supposed to be addressing this situation? That's what I want to know. All right. Basically, I just wanted to spread on what I knew off the top of my head after thinking about it for a little while. I'm hoping other people either see my video or have seen Falcone Generals and decide to make some kind of content to talk about this and spread the word, because I don't want people to be joining the MPP if that's what you're going to run into when you do it. You're going to be muled, you're going to be gaslit, you're going to be called kind of names, you're going to have slurs chucked around you, and you're supposed to be cool with it because free speech. And I'm like, that is not where people should go. I don't think the Green Party's perfect. I think it has a long way to go. But I will say this: you get amazing historical discussion from H2O, from Howie Hawkins and Angela Walker's platform. You will never see the two of them allow any sort of discussion about if trans people get to exist, if the N-word should get to be chucked around and thrown in the faces of black people, if disabled people should have rights. Wow. I feel, again, so affirmed that I did not just go off with something else. I realized, like, if these people after 30 years don't have much of a platform, and these guys are brand fucking new, I don't want to be with anything that's brand fucking new, because I can't even barely handle what little they have established. I'm really glad that I went with the Green Party in this situation, because whenever there's a troll, I know 100% that Angela, Howie, some other moderator, some other Green Party member, people do not accept that. And like, we come out and fight. And like, yeah, the Green Party will put out stuff about trans people, and you will see a transphobic asshat show their ugly head thinking somebody wants to see it, and I will come out and I will be like, can you just kindly shut the fuck up and let somebody else be talked about for once, please? But you know, I can trust, at least there's that basic trust that Angela will delete the comments, that whatever, you know, other people will rail on them, that people will come to my channel later, at least two of you have, and be like, hey, I saw like what went down, and I want you to know you're affirmed and that you have a friend that is backing you up in the Green Party. I think that's invaluable, and that shows that there is a very unique and beautiful community there. And I was really hoping that the People's Party would also have that semblance of community. It really breaks my heart that they don't. Thank you so much for watching, beloved. We'll talk about this again, I'm sure. May your ancestors and spirit guides be with you at every crossroads, and I will see you next time.